Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Jyotirmayananda channel. We focus on spirituality, a journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently exploring the book The Art of Positive Feeling by Puja Gurudev Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, my Guruji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently exploring the vice of jealousy, also known as Matsarya in Sanskrit. Insights into removing jealousy. It is necessary to understand the root cause of jealousy in order to eradicate it. Jealousy is a complex mental process that arises in a mind that has been degraded due to wastage of willpower. At the surface, you think that external objects or persons are responsible for arousing jealousy in your heart, but it is not so. You are afflicted with jealousy because you are dissatisfied with yourself and are not living a life of profundity and enrichment. All of this inner unrest renders your mind amenable to psychological diseases, and jealousy is one of them. Chronic jealousy cannot be overcome by mere words or mere theoretical understanding because it is a persistent opponent. The predicament of a jealous mind is similar to what happens when you put a little water in boiling milk. The moment you sprinkle the water, the milk settles down. However, as soon as you turn your back, it is boiling over again. Much in the same way, every now and then your jealous mind calms down and you think, what's the harm? Let those people I resent exist happy and be prosperous. But then, before you know it, jealousy comes frothing up and bubbling up again, as vigorous as ever. Envy is based upon illusion. In most cases, jealousy is based completely on illusion. What you think to be true of another person's situation is usually just not true. For example, one woman may see another woman with delicate skin walking very slowly and then stopping to have her shoes adjusted by the servant walking by her side. The mind of the observer may begin to burn with jealousy, and she may feel she walks with such dignity. She looks so much fairer and more delicate than I do. She must be very prosperous to have a servant attend upon her every need, so she doesn't have to do anything at all. However, in truth, the woman is walking slowly because she is crippled. Her skin is fair because she is terribly anemic, and she must have an attendant put on her shoes because she has so much pain in her spine that she cannot even bend down. If the jealous woman understood how things really were, she would laugh at her own folly. What could she possibly be jealous about? Similarly, everything about which you develop jealousy is an expression of illusion. When you become jealous towards others, you are involving your mind in a process of imagination, not confronting reality. The idea that other people are so happy and that you are miserable is wrong. Everyone is placed in a relative world. In the divine creation, everyone who is not enlightened suffers from internal sorrow and restlessness. Everyone has his own problems and shortcomings. If you really knew the actual conditions of the people around you, you would develop a sense of sympathy and goodwill towards them rather than jealousy. If one of the suffering patients in a hospital is given breakfast in a nice manner and another suffering patient is not, there is nothing for the second patient to be jealous about. Similarly, all who are caught in this world process are in a state of misery. Why should people be jealous of small advantages that others seem to have over them? The cosmic perspective. To overcome jealousy, try to adopt a more advanced philosophical perspective. Begin to see yourself as a cosmic being, not as an individual, and all personalities as manifestations of the same self. Learn to see every human being as you would see your child or another near and dear relative. As such, they are all deserving of great joy. The happiness of all beings is yours. The world is your family, your own limbs, your own self. In the very treasury, in the vast treasury of the bliss that your inner self enjoys, there is an abundance for all, and more is eternally forthcoming. It is infinite compassion that we have within if we tap it properly. Your nose will not be jealous of your eyes because the eyes are spherical and the nose is conical. Every part of the body performs its functions in relation to the organic unity of the whole. Much in the same way, every person is related to the organic whole of the universe and has a unique karmic role to play within it. In the divine plan, no one can come in your way. To an untrained observer, the stars in the sky seem to be clustered together as if they could bump into each other and get into each other's way. But an astronomer knows that each star is so many light years away from the others that they could never collide. Much in the same way, when you see a person threatening your progress, you must realize he is not in your way. No one can obstruct you. You are as free and separate as the distant stars. You are basically the spirit, and your freedom is endless. You are shaping your destiny according to your own thoughts and actions, and therefore no one is to be considered an impediment in your path. So instead of weakening your will by sustaining the fumes of jealousy in your heart, you should try to promote self effort to better your circumstances. The role of karma. You must realize that it is not other individuals but your own karma that governs your movements in life. If your karmic process entitles you to security, then even in catastrophic situations you will remain untouched, unaffected. On the other hand, if karma is not favorable, that even in the best of the situations or under the most favorable circumstances, you will slip on a banana peel and break your leg. Any situation which involves jealousy in you has come about as the basis of a karmic process. You must endure that situation while at the same time continuing to affirm the goddess and the goodness within yourself. By maintaining jealousy towards any person, you are karmically drawing that person to yourself. When you are jealous, you are constantly thinking of a certain person, linking your karmic process with that person's karmic process. In the course of repeated embodiments, one day you will draw that person to yourself as a close relative, perhaps as a brother, sister, child, or any dear relative. At that time, nature will compel you to love that person unconditionally, overlooking any deficiencies in his or her personality. Serve the divine self in others. Try to seek out the self in the person towards whom you become jealous. To reach out to and serve the higher aspect of the person. In other words, if you feel jealous towards a person, serve that person. Do not try to pull his legs or suppress him. When you try to suppress a person towards whom you are jealous, you degrade both yourself and the person towards whom jealousy is directed. But by serving the person, you raise your nobler sentiments and eventually realize that you had no reason to be jealous at all. Develop a spirit of charity and magnanimity to overcome jealousy. When you see a person more prosperous than you, feel delighted as if he were your own brother or dear friend. In the light of yoga philosophy, all beings are linked to the universal ocean of life. All human beings are children of the divine self. By developing joyousness towards the prosperity of others, you will be able to deck your personality with the flowers of divine virtues. When you hear of the great achievements made by others, do not allow a burning sensation in your heart. Rather, become aware of the fact that what others have done, you also can do. Great souls are only confirming your inner possibilities. Why should you frown at their greatness? Why should you look for their defects and talk about them? There is no reason to. Look for positive qualities in others and try to emulate them. You are endowed with limitless possibilities. Try to direct your mind towards the unfoldment of your own latent talents and towards the enrichment of your personality. If you eradicate jealousy from your heart, you will experience immense freedom and power of life. You will be an embodiment of love and compassion, and all your activities will promote peace and harmony in the world. Therefore, strive to overcome your ego and develop magnanimity of heart. You should be inspired by people who are successful and try to follow their example. Instead of jealousy, develop zealousy, zealous, develop zeal to evolve, zeal to become a saintly personality, and zeal to attain enlightenment. Wherever therein all negative qualities disappear forever. That should be the destiny of every soul. This is Swami Nikhilananda. We conclude our satsang today, and tomorrow we will be exploring the roots of impurity, another very important chapter for our evolution. Hari Om Tat Sat.